hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Luby, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. It is a home show, and it is the first Lunchbox and first home show with baby Luca Lubitz Reyes back home. Papa, how was your first night with baby in his nursery and crib? Was he well behaved?
He behaved the way you would think a newborn is going to behave. So I guess that's well behaved. He slept some, he ate a lot, and mommy slept a lot. So I guess they're okay. I'm exhausted, but I'm here. Hello.
Well, at least you didn't have far to travel. Jeff
Yeah.
Diva DeForest, do you have memories of those first nights of having your son, Jesse, back home with you? Did you do a lot of diaper changing or any kind of bottle feedings, or what was your responsibilities?
I was very much involved. I really enjoyed it. At first, of course, you're adverse to it. It's kind of like, originally when Skippy used to take a dump outside, I used to act like I didn't see it. But you become an expert at it. And right now, I mean, I could clean. It's almost like cutting diamonds when I pick up dog poop. And I got really good at changing diapers and feedings. All kids, it seems like not everybody has a perfect ride. So, there was definitely some problems early on with Jesse and digestion and all of this stuff. So, and as I mentioned, he threw up on me when I was on the air with Win Elliott, my idol.
Nice.
I'm a Ranger announcer, my first ever national radio appearance. I was covered in baby vomit, but that's part of the fun. I mean, those are the things you remember about being great about raising a kid.
Baby vomit and poop. So did you have any diaper changes last night, Luby? I mean, you're getting to be expert in it. And
Yeah, I did many a diaper change. And
it's kind of like rolling your first joint. The first one really sucks and it doesn't burn cleanly and like half of it ends up on the couch. And then after a while, you get really good at it. Like, one-handed, no problem. Behind the back, you want me to twirl that thing?
what kind of diapers are you using now? Because all I remember about my diaper duty, no pun intended, was that I had to get the really high-quality upscale Pampers with the sealed, like has that grip around the thighs so you don't have any leakage. And when you have those that are just very loose fitting, and some people did the insane, biological or whatever, ecologically responsible cloth diaper thing. I can't imagine having to like keep recycling them and laundering them and all that.
Well, what happened to the diaper service? Does that still exist?
That went the way
cloth diapers. Yeah,
went the way of seltzer bottles. I think the big seltzer kit. So
the disposable ones are the only way to go. I mean, you have to. Look, you make these adjustments. I think you'll be good at it, though, Luby. No?
Do you have the high quality ones? You got Pampers? What do you got?
We have whatever they gave us at the hospital right now. They gave us a lot. So I don't know the company. He's a premature, so they call him preemie. I feel weird calling him preemie because he actually doesn't look like it. Like he's a good size.
Right.
And he eats like a champion. Like you're supposed to feed him every 3 hours. I stopped counting because every 30 minutes he wanted food.
Okay.
So I was just feeding him until he fell asleep and then woke up again and wanted more food and wash, rinse, repeat. And there was like 2 or 3 diaper changes in there where he did a quality job. So I don't know the company. I'll look and tomorrow I'll have a better answer.
All right. And didn't you get a boatload of diapers from the baby shower?
We got a lot of diapers from the baby shower and people did of a range of ages. So that's the interesting thing is most people weren't expecting premature.
Right.
So the hospital did a good job with that. They gave us a lot of that and the formula. And then Shirley's doing a heck of a job because we were in this mindset of doing, whatever works. Like, don't force her to do one thing or the other. I know breast milk's important, but I've also known like I never took to it a lot. I don't think she did either. So when a lot of people put pressure on themselves, we didn't think like that. But so far, it's worked really well for her. So we're doing a little bit of both. And Luca is doing a really, he was slow at the start and then something clicked in him Friday. And since Friday, Like if you don't feed him by the 2.5 hour mark, he lets you know he wants food really badly.
And how much sleep do you estimate that you got last night?
Oh God, like an hour and a half.
Really,
We
overall?
were supposed to do this because we have a husky, and he's not violent or anything, but he's very excited. Like he's really excited to have the baby there, and so we didn't want both of us to be asleep and him get curious. So the idea was one of us be up, one of us be sleeping, which to me wasn't a problem if we do it. I was like, let's do 3-hour shifts just so that it doesn't get too overwhelming for anyone, too long for anyone. And we started decent. She did a couple hours, I did a couple hours, and then the trading off stopped. So
Get used to that.
Yeah. So she when did her sleep, and I was up, and I'm like, cool. She woke up, to help out. I'm like, cool. And then when I went to go give him back to her, she was sleeping again. So I was like, I guess it's me and you, Wolf. So it was me pretty much the rest of the night after that point. So I got a couple hours. But look, Defoe's right. It's different. Like as tired as it was, we've had a lot of long nights and a lot of short mornings, waking up at 4 a.m. So it just feels different. It's like when you're sitting there with him, and not to be soapy or corny.
Go ahead. You could get philosophical.
It's just different. Like, and the one thing I was telling Shirley, because when you're in the middle of it, you don't enjoy it. But it's funny to me because we have friends that have kids of all ages, grandparents, and whenever people talk about their kids, they always go to this phase. Like this is the phase that people like always remember with like a smile, like they love their kids of all ages, and God willing, they're closer to the kids that are adults. Like we're close with our parents. But even my parents and her parents, like there's something about when they're babies to infants, when they need you all the time. And I was telling her, I'm like, look, every stage after this, they grow farther away from you. Even if they're close to you, even if they love you, they never need you or want you the same way as they do until they're like 3 or 4. Because even my nephews are 10 and 7, and they're already sort of sick of their parents. like the older you get, the more you want to get the heck away from your parents, And yes, in your 20s and 30s, you come back around and you realize all the sage advice and all that stuff. But by then, now you're almost equals. Like my parents will listen to me more than I listen to them a lot of the time now, because I'm out in the world. I'm doing a lot more things than they are. So I'm like, we need to try and enjoy this as best as we can, because everyone's telling us enjoy this the best. Like right. Everyone looks at us and they're like, they have kids. And they love their kids, but they want to see Luca. So it's telling me, okay, like there's something to this age that we should hold on to as long as we can.
So is it asking too much to bring baby Luca to the cameras now, or he's not ready?
My wife, if you notice, we haven't said it, and I love Bonnie, and there's a reason we didn't like anything she said. We have not released any of this information. He just got out, and that's why I didn't even tell Defoe, because yesterday morning when we did the show, I didn't know when he was going to get out the NICU. He wasn't supposed to get out till today or tomorrow. And like literally, I went with my dad or my mom. I was there yesterday, and out of nowhere, or I might have been with her dad. I walk in, and again, they've been playing it very slow, playing it very safe, because he's been doing really well. But again, they don't want to promise anything. So we had settled on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then out of nowhere, like at 11 o'clock, that's the only reason Mayo knew, because I just come from there. Like they walk in and they're like, it looks like today's the day. I'm like, today's the day for what? It's the nice weather. I don't know. What do you mean? They're like, for him to go home. I'm like, what?
I'm not ready for this. Give me 5 more weeks.
Yeah,
Can't you keep them 5 more weeks?
One more night. Like my wife has been rushing to get them home.
Yeah.
Like I just want them home. I'm like, I want them safe, but one more night wouldn't be the end of the world. Like I'd be okay with one more night where they leave us the hell alone. Because Sunday night was nice. Sunday night was the first full night's sleep I had since last Monday. So I was like, I'm not going to say no. Obviously, it means he's doing well, but it was just so we haven't released anything to the world.
Okay. So, but you can't.
She says
things are progressing nicely. At some point, we do hope to see.
We will get him on the show.
Images.
He knows our world.
And the way that
the world.
The way that your cat used to prance across your computer keyboard, maybe baby Luca will be crawling up there
Yes,
someday
you will see.
soon. And I know he has some other issue. Look, I know one thing. When I was born, I came in right on lunchtime on a Friday at 12:34 p.m. because you know me, I'll never
Of
miss a
course you
meal.
are.
But I did have some complication. I wasn't preemie or anything, but I did have some jaundice, and they had to give me a full-blown blood transfusion, and they
Oh,
had to keep me in the hospital for I think also like 4 or 5 days beyond birth. And look how I turned out, just fine. But anyway, we look forward to having, yes, a healthy baby Luca. Speaking of good health, Defo, did you take a walk of life this morning? Because it is gorgeous out
the
there
weather's been
today.
way better lately.
It's been beautiful, unbelievable. Yeah. Look, it's the best thing I do every day, and couldn't have been any more delightful today. Ran into a few people that I enjoy seeing on the walk, and weather-wise, you couldn't dial up any more perfection. Last night I was doing a little Alzheimer's Cup tennis. Unfortunately, Dr. Jerry's lost his vision now. In addition to his mobility, makes it a little bit more difficult to get some competition in. But I still drank a beer after the match as if I had exerted some energy. And couldn't have been any more beautiful out. And the same thing today. Just
If his eyesight is shot, do you just call everything out and he can't argue because he can't really see?
I was never one to really cheat on calls, although some people might dispute that. Ira Winderman, the absolute worst. I don't know if he's blind or your former contemporary Ira.
Oh, I know. I played tennis with him once, and once was enough.
I've never seen a guy. I mean, you could take any umpire. You could take Angel Hernandez to an exponent of like 100,000, and he still wouldn't be as blind as Winderman was. But no, I'm not inclined to try and win by calls. Unfortunately, you actually do want to get something out of it. And Dr. Jerry, with this vision loss lately, has just been reduced to. It's almost like you're having a serving practice for about an hour, and that's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's kind of like me playing poker with
But
the
the
old
weather
ladies.
couldn't have been any better. It couldn't have been any better.
No, and I took a walk. I had an eventful morning, but first, well, let me on the chat line. George Gonzalez says that Luby, we should maybe start a new segment of you kind of sampling all the different baby food that Luca's been eating, and have a segment called "Is This Delicious?" I used to sample some of the mush and the jarred baby food. Again, Natalia was breastfed for basically a solid 10 months, almost I guess a full
Nice.
year. And so I didn't really do much in the way of the Gerber baby food tasting. All I know is that anything that has that, like the chopped up the peas, or did they have liver? I don't know. It just
Yeah,
seemed
like
like,
my thing is, once they start eating, can you just give them regular food in small doses? Like,
I tell you
have
what you
to
can give them. Here's this. Look
yeah,
at this.
lasagna. Look at that
Defo,
lasagna.
do you see this?
Oh my
Do you
God.
see
Look at
this
that.
beauty? You see these layers of
It's Tom
beautiful
T's
beef
lasagna, and he's flaunting
and
it.
bechamel and crepes.
Oh, nice.
Tom T
Oh
was
my
nice enough to drop well, he was doing his weekend rounds around his different location drop points in 3 in Broward, a couple in Palm Beach, but on Saturday I sent Val and my friend Eric, who were in town, up to a rendezvous because Tom T said he had a bunch of stuff he wanted me to try. So he very generously donated all of his latest wizardry in the kitchen because it was National Gumbo Day, and he had like 5 different types of gumbos, some really kind of old school offbeat things like a peanut chicken gumbo, and he had a Italian beef gumbo, but then he threw in for good measure. This is his signature dish, not really a Cajun or Creole dish, but Tom T grew up in Hollywood and an Italian family, and this is his Italian family recipe, and he uses crepes in the lasagna. And I see it's been getting some steam on the Let's Eat South Florida group, where people rightfully sing its praises. And you, Jeff DeFo DeForest, I think you're a big fan of this lasagna, and I'm going to be chowing down on it. Yes, do you concur? It's one of your favorites.
Oh no, it's great. No doubt about it.
It's just different. It feels, it's funny that it's not an issue really, but the thing with the lasagna is why I can't eat a lot of it. It feels heavy, but because of the crepe style as opposed to the big noodles, it makes it feel lighter. Like it's the first lasagna I've ever had that felt, you ate and you're like, I feel weird saying this, but it feels light. Like it's and because of that, and it's not denigrating any other lasagnas. It's become my favorite lasagna because I can eat more than the normal small square, because of how subtle and light it feels.
Yeah, it's light and fluffy. I would almost use
Yes.
the word fluffy, like a pancake. The crepes really give it that airiness. So, thank you, Tom T. All the different various foods. He had like a crawfish bisque that
Ooh,
was excellent. He had a Italian beef gumbo that was also a little bit. He used roasted tomatoes, and that had great flavor. He had some of his classic gumbos. So thank you. And again, that's Tom's Louisiana Kitchen for anybody who wants to try it. He'll not door to door delivery, but he'll be at a drop off point near you. If you want to check it out, check out his Facebook page. That's Tom's Louisiana Kitchen. So always like to give him a push because he does such great work. So yeah, anyway, this morning I went out for bright and early to the one of my favorite places, the outpatient lab at Holy Cross Hospital, for my semi-annual blood work. And lo and behold, because everything comes in right away, I've already got results. I know this is fascinating for everybody, but some good news on the
nice.
well, the glucose front. I haven't gotten the A1C number, which is the 3-month average of blood sugar, but the day-to-day glucose reading in the blood. For those who are diabetic, usually anything under 120 or anything, most normal people want it 100 or under. I was at 109, which is my lowest forever, because like about a year ago it was at 166, which is not good. And I know this is fascinating for everybody, but the blood sugar levels are looking good. The cholesterol levels are looking pretty good. Triglycerides are up a little bit, but that means I got to cut back on all the Tom T heavy rich foods. So the Ozempic and all the other measures seem to be working, even despite the amount of food that I still eat going around, and it can be voluminous. And yesterday,
Well, you haven't been doing bang bangs and triple bangs and at one point I think you did a quadruple bangs.
yeah, it got a little.
That.
It got a little ugly there towards the end of last year. I knew I was seeing the writing on the wall.
And Devo's not wrong. I should update the pictures, but I almost leave them there just for a reminder of what you were, because when I look at the pictures, I'm like, what the hell? Like, what was he compared to what you are now? It's freaking almost, it's amazing to see like the transformation you've gone through in the last few months.
Well, and it's gratifying to get results in the blood work and the overall general health. And today, with my buddy Eric, who's in town for one more day, we got out onto the Hollywood Broadwalk, and we did a full 5 miles today. We went the full schmear 5 miles, which it was still a little bit. It is definitely getting nicer, but it's still a little bit humid. So, but I hadn't taken the full walk down the whole Broadwalk in a while. And besides the Margaritaville Resort, which is still going strong despite the demise of one Jimmy Buffett. Who is the heir to the Buffett family fortune? Does he have kids? Because they're still raking it in between the Margaritaville Resorts and the what's the name of the beer? I forgot. It was Land Shark beer. Have you? Wow, you made a Mayo face.
That's even I used to joke about Land Shark. Land Shark's not great beer.
Have you ever had that, Defo?
I had it at Land Shark Stadium when the
stadium And how would you rate it?
0.0.
Is that the alcohol level in it? It's not one of those non-alcoholic foods, but no, I've never had one. I've never been a Jimmy Buffett fan, but yeah, that's down there. And then another thing I never noticed. Apparently, it's been there like a full year. A Mexican place called Senor Frogs. I guess it's part of a chain. Have you ever heard of that, Luby?
Mexico. It's a big deal in Mexico. There's Senor, especially like the spring break locations, and I'm sure they're outside in other spring break locations. Senor Frogs is like a big like college, go get wasted, have fun kind of a place.
Okay, well, I mean, it was 9 o'clock in the morning, so it wasn't open yet. But I just had never noticed it there on the Broadwalk. But today is a Tuesday, and a lot of people like their.
And it says Buffett has 3 kids, so
okay,
they're doing very well.
They're probably set. Well beyond set for life, so that's good for them. But Yeah, so nice to get a little walk in. I'm a little bit exhausted, I got to admit, after 5 miles in that heat. So I'm ready for a couple of those Budweisers. If you have any in the fridge that left over, Defo. And, hey, so let's start with some degeneracy talk. I don't know if I I just sent you before the show some of my inscrutable betting slips, but last night or before the game, Eric has dragged me into the world of sports betting because I don't like to necessarily. I prefer horse racing where you have a definitive result in 2 minutes or less,
Mm.
and the long drawn out nature of 3 hour sporting events where both humans and human referees are involved makes for a very frustrating times. But uh, Eric put in some tickets, and as usual, he came up with nothing. And he's like such a piker. He bet against his own first bet with a $4 saver bet. It made no sense. And I just said, you know what? I kind of liked the Falcons last night. I love the old home dog on Monday night angle. And they were only getting 3 and a hook. And I was like, forget that. Just go for Atlanta to win outright. And then I looked at the game and I said, for some reason, I think the Commanders, a lot of people are kind of overhyping them. And I think I like Chicago and the way they've been
All of
playing.
those teams, right?
So I just, on a parlay ticket, it was a just flat out Falcons to win, flat out Bears to win, and $20 would get me back $170, which is a pretty good return on just a $20 flyer, right?
Hmm.
But here's the downfall of me, because I'm such a wimp and I'm not even a gambler. I thought I was a gambler, and I'm not. I'm an arbitrager. I'm a hedge fund manager, because on this app now, they always give you a chance to cash out early and payouts.
God. On those games, I mean, it's
Instead
whatever.
of watching the games and just letting it ride and let it roll, I'm constantly looking at, like, what's the payout now? What's my number? And at first I said my number was like 100, and it looked great when the Atlanta was up 20, it was 21-7.
It almost went up 28-7, actually.
Right.
The guy
It-
doesn't step out of bounds.
So when it got up to 21-7 and the Bears had already gone up like 6-0,
Yeah.
it was at like $75. And I was like, no, it's not 100. I'm not taking it.
Mm.
And then I'm watching the rest, and then it's like things to be slipping away, and Washington looks like they're going to win. And then it went back down to 38, and I was like, no, I'm just going to let it ride. But then when things started turning again, it got back up to, I think it was like, I ended up like cashing out for $68. So I turned 20 into 68, and I did it. And is that, what would you have done, Defo?
No, you got to let it ride. It's only
Yeah,
two
it's not that much.
No, I'm such a
both.
It's not that.
I mean, it looked like the Falcons were going to win that game. The Buffalo came back and opened up the second half with a scoring drive to make it 21-14. So got a little dicey there in a straight-up win, but the point spread was pretty much in a good spot. And then the Bears were winning, in a position to win the game through the first half, and most of the second half. They fell behind there, and they rallied, and you got to take a shot at that point.
Here was my thinking, because I cashed out at the point. Remember when it looked like Buffalo was going to maybe make it, like it was 21.
Yeah, it's 14, and they did it in like the third quarter, so they had a whole half to try and go and come
So
back.
it was right at that point, and then things looked to be going very also south in the other game. And when I got back, and I said, you know what, if I could, like, I made a determination at that point that I thought Washington was going to come back and win the game, which they should have done. I mean, it's really incredible that they
fumbled. If they don't have that freaking, they're marching down the field.
Right. If they don't fumble,
clock and end the game.
Right. Then I would lose the whole bet. So I was thinking I was a genius at that point. It's like better to take, a profit of $44 or whatever it was and get the hell out of there, because a win is still a win. And
but isn't that what makes okay? Remember, I'm more like you, Mayo. That's why I don't gamble, because I just think about it ahead of time. I'm like, I'd rather just keep my money. But as a gambler, isn't the backdoor cover almost as good as the win you've had the whole time? Like,
but it wasn't even going to be.
Like,
I wasn't covering. I needed the Bears to win outright in order to win the bet. And
no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they got the fumble, which was out of nowhere, and then went and scored.
Right.
And 3 minutes earlier, you thought you had no shot. So isn't that somewhat of a backdoor
At
cover?
that point, I wasn't even sweating, because I already had my money in the bank. But I'm just the biggest pussy of all time, because
you are, man.
I wish they wouldn't give that option. I wish they made me sweat the whole way. And then you would hear me crowing today about what a genius I am.
Exactly. Exactly.
because the Commanders had that horrific fumble in the rain, but I would have been $150 profit to the good on a $20 bet. That's actually that was some good handicapping there, but I just don't have the cojones to follow through and actually watch the bet go the whole way. And so, what do you think? Do you take away my degenerate card for that one, Defoe?
Quitting while you're ahead is not the same as quitting. That's out of American Gangster. The Asian drug dealer said that to Denzel Washington. He was absolutely right. So, yeah, I mean, you can't fault yourself if you cashed out early. My theory today on one of my gambling shows was it's always better to be the book.
Yes.
I would have lost both of those games last night. It's a point spread, but I was booking my friend's action, and of course, he gave me the Falcons and the Bears, getting points in both cases, and so it turned out very favorably from that regard. But had I made my own choices, I would have been dead wrong. So,
Right.
always better to be the book. I mean, look, there's a reason that the blackjack dealer has certain rules and the casinos stay open.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, hitting 16 every time and sticking on 17 works a lot better than having to figure it out for yourself and having to worry about the guy in the last shoe being an idiot. So you're always better off being a bank.
And in my case, the house still won because I saved them $107 by cashing out early.
They were very happy. They were laughing
Yeah,
at your
that's
wager.
why they offer that.
They can't
Is
wait
it-
for your next bet.
But they still paid me off, so I still
You
took
made
somebody's money. But
More than two times. You made you made 3 times your money. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's fine and in a win. It's just
Plus, you could have lost just as easily.
I know
you
if
could've
it
made
wasn't for the
nothing.
fumble, the $20 would be gone. Instead,
Yes.
I assured myself, and it would be like betting a 2-to-1 shot at the track. You put 20 to win, you get back 620, you get back your 62 or $64, which I did, and now I have that money to blow the rest of the week on something
Exactly.
which I don't know what, but I don't think it's going to last. So, actually, last night I was in Shenanigans with my brother and Eric, and we had a good time.
That place must have been jumping on a Monday night.
It
Where there's
was
2 games, and both games were good games. Both games came down to the wire.
so. Here's the surprising thing: is I was there with my brother on the Monday night game when it was Jets Dolphins,
Ugh.
and I was surprised how empty it was. And then I was saying, well, maybe a lot of the regulars here are at the game, but maybe I'm kidding myself. And people just said, we don't want to watch this, Drek. But last night, oh my God, between the 2 games and the
Playoffs.
major league playoff game, and how about that double play? It's not every day you see an 8-6-2-2, a double play, right? That was the craziest thing. And me and my brother, we looked at that play and we were like, well, we've never seen that one before. Defoe, did you catch what was going on? Because it glanced off the wall. So it's actually a ball in play and the runners are bases loaded. You have to advance. And then they ended up just freezing there. So that was incredible. The catcher made the force out at the plate, didn't need to apply the tag, and then ran up the line to third base and hit third base before the guy ran from second. I was dumbfounded, but that was great. I mean, what did you think? Were you watching that live, or are you going back to football?
I didn't see that play live. I did see the replays. Very funky. Look, the base runners had every right to be somewhat confused about what was going on. Guy's running back to third base. He's going to tag up. Throw would have maybe beaten him anyway, but yeah, I mean, look, we've seen it a lot in the postseason. This one was a tough one because it was hard to tell that the ball bounced off the wall and the guy didn't catch it. But we've seen some horrendous base running being exhibited by major league players, stuff that Luby is screaming at his little league T-ball kids. Hey, you got to run everything out.
But in this case, there's
Perplexing stuff. I mean, including look how the Phillies got eliminated with the pitcher throwing home instead of the first base, where the guy dead to rights and the game would have continued.
That was goofy. But last night, I can't fault anybody. I can't fault the base runners. It's just such a bang bang play, and you don't know, did the guy actually make the catch? In which case, you do have to tag up, and the other runners are doing the prudent thing by not even trying to advance. But the fact that it actually is considered a ball in play and a hit, and they're just frozen. It was goofy. It was bizarre. But you know what? The Dodgers still won. They overcame that. But that was confounding. But the nice part when you're at a place like Shenanigans is you got all these screens right in front of you, so you could just swivel. And we were watching the Panthers play the Flyers, their first loss of the year because they had the backup goalie in net, and at the end it was ended up getting away from them. But lots. It was great. It was great to see the place packed. And Luby, I did a kind of a replicate of what we were there when we were there a couple of weeks ago. We had the shrimp scampi pizza,
which is great.
and then me and my brother split one of those brisket platters, and it was some good stuff. Mahi fingers. So Shenanigans is the place to go if you're into all the sports action. And the Monday Night Football is packed. And I guess, again, it's great to have sports gambling because I was so highly interested in every play when I had that parlay bet going. I was applauding, I was hooting, I was hollering, I was yelling at the refs. And as soon as I hit that cash out button, I was like, okay, we can go now. I don't give a shit. Your theory is correct, Defo. Gambling makes everything much more intense. All right, we got to take our first break, and it is a Tropical Acres show, a Tropical Acres Tuesday, and you know what it means, Tuesday at Tropical Acres. There's so much value, you don't even know where to begin. You could go in there for happy hour from 4:30 to 6:30 and get the half-price drinks at the bar, along with some of the great bar bites that are on the happy hour menu from Monday through Friday. You could then go into the main dining room and get the Twin Lobster Special for $39, which includes a salad and a side. That's Monday through Friday also. And then on a Tuesday night, you can get a half-price bottle of wine and get some really high-quality grape juice for prices below what you would get at some of the cheapest discount liquor stores, like a really good bottle for $20. You put together an $8 martini at happy hour for the bar. You get a half-price bottle of wine for $20 and a $39 Twin Lobster Special, and you are drunk and stuffed and living like a Vanderbilt. I love Tropical Acres. And then, of course, don't forget the holidays coming up. Thanksgiving, give them a call today, 954-989-2500, because they're open for Thanksgiving. It is the hassle-free way to enjoy the holiday. Tropical Acres, they've been in business for 76 years, 1949. That's longer than Defoe's been around, certainly longer than baby Luca has been around.
Yes.
They know what they're doing. We love Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, let's take the first break, and then we'll come back. And I've got some other food topics, including something that was in the New York Post a couple of weeks ago, Defoe. So something, and the New York Post, I love the sports section, but some of the other stuff in there makes me arch my eyebrows, and this one also. But we'll talk about that and some other things after these words. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. Same great Thai food, beautiful new location. I'm talking about Eat Thai, now in Boca Raton at 6299 North Federal Highway. Thai cuisine is having a moment, and Chef Sopanut makes some of the best in South Florida. A hip and modern spot with authentic Thai street food and some innovative twists. The spicy oxtail soup, Thai bouillabaisse, shrimp ceviche, and classic noodle dishes will wow you. And they now offer full liquor and craft cocktails too. Open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Go to eatthaiflorida.com for more information.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. TransWorld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at TransWorld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to TransWorld to help sell. Contact TransWorld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Wans. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Wan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Wans. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. It's Tuesday, October 14th, T-minus 1 day and counting for the official start of Florida stone crab season.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know. I'm maybe going over to more of Defoe's line of thinking of, it gets to a point where it just gets to be so expensive that it I don't know if Bryce Harper is the appropriate analogy anymore, but what's more overrated or overpriced? I would say the stone crab or Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh. That's not a bad comp. Even I have to admit that at this point.
But I am looking forward to it because it is a demarcation line. We don't have, typical 4 seasons like other parts of the country. We do have 2 seasons, and it's stone crab season and not stone crab season, also known as hurricane season and not hurricane season. I mean, I know officially hurricane season doesn't really end until December 1st, but usually when we get to this point, it gets a little bit nicer. The humidity tapers off, and the threats from the tropics abate. But I don't know what the stone crab prices are going to be this week. Obviously at the beginning of the season, there's a pent up demand, but I always look forward to it. It does. It's a celebration of making it to another year, I guess. And at this point, we're all happy about that. The other thing on news, there's a new restaurant opening. They had a kind of a preview event Saturday night that I did not make it to, but it's called the Florida Room. And it's down in this kind of boat marina complex down in the south part of Fort Lauderdale, near where this other restaurant named Yacht has been operating for a while. And I don't know if anybody's been to or heard of Yacht. I've been there. It's kind of really hard to find through these back, you got to go through these security gates and then go in. But apparently in that same complex where there's a lot of marinas and boats, a place is known as the Florida Room, which has been opened by this kind of well-known chef couple that have had a few places in Miami. Their names are Jeff McInnes and Janine Booth. And they met, I guess, competing on Top Chef, and then they got engaged on Good Morning America. They're a very telegenic couple. They have a place in Miami. Well, One is called Stiltsville Fish Bar that I wrote a very tepid review in the Sun Sentinel when I was the critic, and both of them have given me the evil eye ever since anytime I see them. So I was a little surprised to get an invite to this Saturday night affair, and I
Yeah, well,
did not.
that's what Defoe talks about. Like half the time, even if they don't like you, they fear you. So they still, it's like, what is it? The sorority stuff where you say two negatives and like they want to earn your respect / earn your kudos or something half the time, as weird as that seems, as we've watched you eat Skyline chili and shovel burgers and sandwiches in your mouth. I've seen many very high level food people open their eyes when you say positive things about their establishment. So it makes a lot of sense, especially if you were negative, because all these people have like either put up your reviews or have it in their back office with skull and crossbones.
Well, no, they had my face up in their kitchen. So they had a couple of places. One was called Root and Bone, but then there was this Stiltsville place that opened up when I was the critic. And look, I was very flattering about the food. It's just we had some negative servers experiences, and some food that we ordered never got brought out. And I went back for a second visit on my own and sat at the bar and finally got the dish that made them famous. It's this cornbread. They call it spoon bread with lobster with a creme fraiche. I don't know if it's going to be on the menu. I assume it might be at this Florida room. But it's funny because the publicist is like, oh, and come out and do a show there. And I'm like thinking, really? Because like the last time Janine saw me at one of these food festival events, it looks like she wanted to just plunge a freaking cleaver into my back. But okay. So
you're gonna be scared to death to do a show there.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we could get you and Defoe to kind of run interference with my human shields. But yeah, that is officially opening tomorrow, Wednesday. So I will be intrigued to check it out. I got to look at the menu. So again, Florida Room in the southern part of Fort Lauderdale. I guess it's that, I don't even know what they call that neighborhood, but it's along State Road 84, but just east of 95. So it's that little corner there where there's a whole bunch of like marinas and stuff. So that is on my radar. So, so now the New York Post story. A couple of weeks ago, the New York Post, and you know how there's all these surcharges now, obviously places have credit card fees, which even my friend Eric from Oregon was remarking how it seems to be everywhere here. He says it's not as rampant in Oregon. They still build the price of things into the menu items, unlike here where it seems like Spirit Airlines, every time you go out to eat, where they kind of put every kind of surcharge, and some places do a employee healthcare charge or a back of the house charge or a credit card surcharge. But the New York Post wrote a couple of weeks ago about a person who went out to eat at a restaurant in New York claimed that they got hit with, they went out to eat on a night where it was kind of dead and it was very uncrowded in the restaurant they were. And then when the check was brought, they say they got hit with a empty room or like an empty room surcharge or kind of, and they were saying, the waiter explained it as like, well, it's like you had the private dining room, it was all to yourself, so they imposed this surcharge. Now
we serve the empty, like, what is that? Okay, am I missing something? I'm so confused.
Okay, so this is where my incredulousness, if that's a word, comes into play, because the New York Post, you trust it implicitly when it comes to the sports coverage and the lines, right, Defoe? But how do you find the rest of the paper in terms of news and opinion and
total trash?
The headlines are fun, right?
The headlines are great.
I mean, the slant is so far right wing. Obviously, it's not necessarily in coincidence with my beliefs, but I get a kick out of reading so many complete opposing views. It opens your eyes to the wild perspectives that people have that you don't share. So page 6 is good, and the sports section.
That's it. That's what New Yorkers of my ilk that had to ride subways to get back and forth to work or school, we did get entertained by page 6 and the front headline and the sports coverage. But the rest of the page, like, it's not even a political thing in this case. To me, it's just basic journalism 101, because the basis of this story, the first thing when I read it was, okay, what's the name of the restaurant and where's the picture of the receipt? These are kind of two basic prerequisites that we impose on people in Let's Eat South Florida. Like, it didn't happen if you don't have a receipt proving your gripe about whatever surcharge it is. And it's very easy to snap pictures of receipts on your phone, or a lot of times they just send them to you by email or text with a lot of these payment services now. So the fact that the Post wrote about this thing, it was based off a thread on Reddit.
Oh, Jesus, really?
And they made a whole story that it's got a lot of traction because a lot of people have been talking about this supposed private dining, empty dining room surcharge. But I call bullshit on it. I just don't even think it happened because it's based off a guy on Reddit bitching about it, but he didn't name the restaurant and didn't have a picture of the receipt. So,
and there's they've not tracked it at all to anything in reality.
Like, I would think there's some basic journalism ethos that before you write this story, but it's gotten to that point. I mean, and you expect it on certain websites and, even BuzzFeed. It's just like people make whole stories off of people's, thread of, Twitter posts or things that you don't even know if it actually happened. So what say you, Defo? Do you believe that a restaurant actually might have imposed a private dining or empty room surcharge on a dead night where you should actually be celebrating and genuflecting to the lone customers who are actually putting some money in your pocket?
Absurd. Totally unbelievable.
Yeah.
That would be one way to lose the few customers you had.
And which has been the reaction, because the guy down in Miami, who I want to get on the show, his name is Felix. I forgot his last name, but he has a very popular Instagram feed called F&B, Food and Beverage Miami. He also has like he does a business broker. He does a lot of real estate work, finding places for restaurants, and he actually put together, I guess, the lineup of there's a new food court at the Brightline station in Miami that he was involved with. But he has a very popular Instagram page, and he's also starting to do a podcast. And he's known as the doom and gloom guy because he's always talking about how the sky is falling on restaurants in Miami, and he talks about all the closures and all the things going on that's making it difficult for restaurants, but he never talks about all the openings and doesn't give a lot of context. But he ran with this post story about, what do you think? What do you think about an empty dining room charge? And of course, everybody's like, that's ridiculous. That's what, you should be, saluting the people.
I mean, that's an easy win to just get people to bitch. But like, I'd want to know that there's reality, because that's just a weird one. Like, there's a lot of weird ones that we don't agree with, but like the water thing with where people get mad at, what is it? The Catherine or whatever. Like, that's a charge that makes sense. But I can also understand people, you're so used to getting free water, especially if you don't even care what the water is.
But it's not tap water. It's filtered through a machine that they have to pay.
I think it's fine, but I can also understand people are so used to free water, fine. Whatever. I can understand both sides of that, but at least that's a real thing, and I can see both sides to it. No one would disagree. Who's like, oh, well, the room's empty because you're having a slow night. So you're going to charge me because you're having a slow night? Like, what? Like, duh, everyone's going to get mad at that. How would anyone come up with, like, I don't know what.
It doesn't pass the smell test. It makes more sense to have a premium, prime time surcharge like Uber does, like what do they call surge pricing? Like, if you want to eat on a Friday or Saturday night between 7 and 9 p.m., which is prime time in most major cities, then you'll have to pay a 10% surcharge. Like, people would flip out over that, even though airlines and hotels basically do that all the time, and restaurants really haven't done it that explicitly. They do it other ways where they make it cheaper on a Monday or Tuesday, where they have half price wine night, or they have ladies night, ladies drink free, things like that, that makes an inducement on the deader nights. But I have never heard of anybody charging more to basically have your own thing. So I call BS on the New York Post, and to base a story off Reddit that doesn't even name the restaurant is just cheap and easy, content filler, so to speak. And look at me, guilty as
our content.
Yeah, that's it. Hypocrite. I am a hypocrite. That's it. But again, if it actually is occurring, please somebody send me the picture of the receipt and the name of the restaurant because
Oh my God, let's see what loses. That would like break records. Let's see.
There we go. Oh, we already got people on here saying they're complaining about the $4 for a side of slaw with a $7 burger. Oh, okay. Well, you know, you got to make up for your $7 burger somewhere. Don't eat the slaw. Bring your own slaw. We got to take our second break. And before we do, let me just talk about the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. It is going to be around the corner, coming up January 19th to the 25th of 2026. I can't believe I'm already saying the year 2026, but it is around the corner, 3 months away, and it's going to be a great time. Get your tickets now at vlfoodwine.com. There's going to be a full lineup of the great intimate dining at some of the best restaurants in town. Phil and Kate, we saw them yesterday briefly at Wans, which apparently is also going to be part of the lineup, not just curating Alex and Diego from Temple Street Eatery, curating the Thursday night walk and roll Asian theme event, but apparently Wans is also going to be having a intimate dinner along with our friend Reno at Heritage. Those tickets not on sale yet, but some of the bigger events, they are on sale. And you want to get those tickets now because like the grand tasting on Saturday, the 24th, VIP tickets already sold out. So get your general admission while you can. VLFoodWine.com is the place to get them. And it makes a great gift for the food lover in your life coming up with, of course, all the holidays. You make it get the gift giving out of the way early and give it as a Halloween treat so you won't get tricked. VLFoodWine.com. We love Phil and Kate. It keeps growing, keeps getting better. All right, let's take the second and final break, and we'll come back to wrap up this edition of the Lunchbox after this. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food in a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Looking for a real New York slice? Check out Peter's Pizzeria, your neighborhood pizza shop. With 2 locations, 1166 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach and 897 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton. Slices, whole pies, specialty pizzas, heroes, rice balls, salads, pastas, and Mama's homemade desserts. It's New York flavor, Florida made. Originally from Long Island, Peter brings passion and pride to his pizzas. No matter where you're from, you'll feel right at home. Open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner with delivery and takeout. Place your order today at mypeters.com. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years. Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. Kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late-night bites and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a good time anytime, Shenanigans. Great seafood and more at Mignonette Miami. It's in the Edgewater neighborhood at 210 Northeast 18th Street, close to the Arch Center and Heat Arena. Mignonette is open every day for dinner, and it serves the freshest fish and raw bar items with a daily selection of the finest oysters around. Chef owner Danny Surfer and his team are eager to please. Mignonette is Michelin Guide recommended and Lunchbox approved. For reservations and information, go to mignonetmiami.com. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa de Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. All right, we are back on the Lunchbox, and I've got one more topic. I've been taking kind of a break from Let's Eat South Florida for my own mental health. Like, I just kind of go on there once a day in the morning and clear out the bin and then let the chips fall where they may the rest of the day, which is very, I guess, beneficial to my overall well-being. But one thing caught my eye a couple of days ago, and I don't know if you saw this, Defo Luby, but last week's contest, we mentioned Flanagan's and Big Daddy's liquor store. But Flanagan's, apparently somebody there went to a Flanagan's and got the ribs, which they are known for, and were a little bit perturbed because the server would only give them 2 napkins at a time. And when they kept repeating and the request, we need napkins. We've got ribs. They're messy. And the guy said, I can only bring 2 at a time because that is the new dictate from management.
Oh, shut up.
And of course, it caused the appropriate storm and tizzy on Let's Eat. And I don't know, have you ever encountered that at a Flanagan's or anywhere? Or I haven't been to a Flanagan's in a very long time. But no, does that sound like something? No. Okay.
My wife and my mom are like big on asking for extra napkins, and usually you get like a boatload. Like, I've never ever, like, once in a while a restaurant will be like, you can only get 2 ketchups, which I find weird, but I've never heard them gauge the napkin dispensing. Like, that's okay. I mean, I get it, we're trying to save money, fine, but I've never heard that ever in my entire life.
I don't know if this is a case where the person posting is just flat out, lying, or maybe didn't understand or maybe this one server was trying to, maybe got admonished for using too many napkins. I don't know what's real and what's not anymore in the world. It's getting very difficult. All I know is, like, wouldn't you think, because like last night at Shenanigans, I was thinking about this topic, and Shenanigans, they give you a rolled up serving of utensils in a bigger napkin. It's a higher quality paper napkin, but then they also have on every table the napkin dispenser where you could just, get as many of those kind of fast food style napkins. They're not as big or as durable, but you could just pull as many napkins as you need right on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Flanagan's doesn't have those, or I haven't been in so long I can't tell.
I have no idea. That's weird.
Defo, you've had experiences now lately up at the Brews Room. Do you don't have any napkin issues there, I imagine?
Oh, zero. Service is good there. I want to say, don't they have a roll of paper towels out there at Flanagan's? That's the way to go with any of this kind of food.
I was gonna say, do napkins suck with that stuff?
Southport Raw Bar has rolls of paper towels.
Style, they have the roll of paper towels. So I would think most of these kind of bars or establishments had the same thing.
Yeah, it didn't sound quite right to me. So again, now I'm gonna have to go to Flanagan's and do some research.
Check it out. Yeah.
get some.
I've never experienced that though. I've never been told, "Hey, you can't have any more napkins."
Yeah,
Well, we can only have 2 at a time.
2 at a time.
Right. Was this like the all you can
So
eat? Like
you're too
buffet?
embarrassed to ask for more, so you stop asking. Is what it,
Like,
it's
you know,
telling.
those all you can eat stone crab places, they would only bring 2 claws at a time and take a half hour to come and
Yeah,
bring
it's
the
just
next
so
one.
you're eating. Yeah,
But or same thing with the bottomless brunch.
mimosas. Yeah, you do
I
one.
want to say, I don't know if Flanagan says it. I want to say they have a roll of paper towels on the table.
From what I remember, yes. So I don't
All right.
know. This sounds weird.
So I call BS on the LESF post too. I call
Yeah,
BS on the New York Post.
yeah.
I call BS on pretty much everybody and everything. No, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. This world is getting crazier. That's why I wear my banana shirt as much as possible. All right, that's gonna do it for today. Tomorrow we're gonna be at home again because we got to give Daddy Luby a break.
I appreciate it. This actually makes my life much easier. Like it would be tough to do shows if we had to be somewhere, but being here, she's out there.
Right.
The godmother's out there with her kid. They're hanging out. My in-laws are here. Everyone's able to hang out, and I can be a part of it and not have to like leave. So
My
it's
advice
really
to you
helpful.
is sleep whenever you can.
Yeah.
If the kid's
Yeah.
asleep,
Yeah, like
you
right now
fall
they're,
asleep.
they're all hanging out. Like Dad is gonna go sneak into the room and take a nap. Like I'm not gonna lie to you.
Get that sleep and yeah, definitely get all the rest that you can. And just remember, this only lasts for the next 20 to 40 years. The kid is going to be dependent on you for pretty much everything. So enjoy and enjoy that and enjoy every sandwich.